them to introduce themselves and their character, which some of them are wearing, but here you go.
Hi, I'm Francesca, and I play the little red-haired girl.
Hi, I am Alex Garfin, and I play Linus.
Hi, I'm AJ TC, and I'm playing Pigpen.
Hi, I'm Noah Johnston, and I play Schroeder.
Hi, I'm Scott Carroll. I'm a co-supervising animator for the Peanuts movie. Big kid too.
And we're going to start off actually by showing you guys the trailer.
Hey, Kate, look, there's a new kid moving in.
I just hope this new kid has never heard of me. It's not often you get the opportunity to start over with a clean slate. This time, things will be different.
This November,
I'm going to change who I am and become a winner. Wow.
find the courage.
If there's one person to walk by your side at a moment like this, it's your loyal dog.
No dog!
To dream big.
If you really want to impress people, you need to show them you're a winner. Of course, when I say you know I don't mean you personally.
20th Century Fox presents
Step 1. Forget everything you ever knew about yourself. Charlie Brown is not a quitter. Are you serious?
Sally, Linus,
Hey, Charlie Brown.
Pepper and Patty,
2, no 3.
Big Ben, Lucy,
You blockhead.
Snoopy, and Charlie Brown.
The new kid is coming. She is pretty. She's not that pretty. She looked at me.
From the imagination of Charles Schultz,
My naturally curly hair.
comes the incredible story
Now there's a guy who's going places.
of an underdog and his dog.
Snoopy, what would I do without a friend like you? I can't believe I'm about to talk to the new girl.
Hello? What are you looking at, big brother? Are you crazy? Hey, I want to see it.
The Peanuts movie. Dream big November 6th.
I cannot stop watching this trailer. I'm literally living for November. So let's just start with, Scott, talk about the evolution of this. How did this whole movie get started?
Well, the Schultz family, they chose 20th Century Fox and Blue Sky to make this film. It's been in the works for a long time. I think Craig Schultz has been working on the story for this for like the past 8 years. Craig Schultz's son, Brian, and their writing partner, Neil Leano. So it's been an incredible journey. I've been on this film for almost 3 years, and it's definitely the most special project I've ever worked on.
How terrifying is it though to this is a big deal. You guys are bringing something so beloved to the big screen, right? In a totally new medium, really.
When they announced it at our studio, we were excited beyond belief, and we were so terrified because we knew that it was like a huge responsibility. We didn't want to mess up anyone's childhood. It really was that. I mean, I've worked on a bunch of films, and we've never had so many people come up to us and just say, "Don't mess it up." So it was very important for us to make sure that this looked and felt like what Charles Schulz would have envisioned.
This is the first time we've seen like Snoopy with fur.
Yes.
You know, this is a big deal. And talking about, you know, people's childhoods, when we talked right before the panel, you guys got to do some really iconic moments that we've grown up remembering. Can you tell us any of them?
I don't want to give any plot away, but I will say there are a lot of iconic moments in the film. It was very important to the Schultzes and very important to us to, for everybody to be able to remember those watching either in the specials or if you read the strip a lot, that you could identify those very iconic moments from your childhood from watching those films. Like I said, I don't want to give too much away, but there are a lot. I mean, you can see in the trailer there that there were quite a few already kind of teased a little bit, but most of the iconic, we'll say, set pieces, you know, Sally at her psychiatric booth, ice skating, there's a bunch of them. So it'll be a walk down nostalgic lane, I think. For a lot of people.
This is an original story, though.
It is an original story. There are a lot of elements to it that come from the specials or the strip. So again, you'll be able to kind of identify with those pieces, and it'll be very nostalgic. But it is a completely original story.
And then you mentioned Charles Schultz's son, Craig, is one of the writers and producers. His grandson, Brian, is also a writer. Was it important for you guys to have Schultz family members in there to kind of keep Sparky's legacy alive in it?
Oh, you know, absolutely. And they brought the property to us, so they were going to be involved all the way. I mean, this is very much their movie as it is ours. It's been a partnership between us and the Schultzes. They've been very involved the whole way. They wrote the whole movie. They're executive producing it, so yeah, every step of the way they've been there.
And did you guys get to, did they introduce any new characters?
We didn't really, no, everything has come from the Schultz. We didn't want to create anything new. We wanted it all to be, you know, he created a bunch of characters. And the ones who are in the film, you know, the principal cast, all these great actors, they're more of the ones that the general audience would be able to recognize. They're maybe more familiar with. I think there are about, in terms of the kids, there are about 13 principal characters.
All right, talking about the kids, how did you guys get these roles? Because I just found out backstage that they're not doing voices. They're actually, you guys are just using your normal voices. So how were the auditions? And did you know you were auditioning for the Peanuts movie?
Actually, yeah, I did. I actually auditioned for Lucy and Sally, and then I got a call back for Lucy, and they saw me. I came out as the little red-haired girl. So.
Well, there was one audition in particular that I just came back from a week of sleepaway camp, and literally I got off and hailed a taxi and went straight down with my mom, and by the end, I was really dirty, so I'm like, am I gonna go for Pigpen? I'm like, Anyway, so after that, that's when I kind of knew I might actually have a small chance of getting this. This was around like the third or fourth audition, and so there were several of them. And yeah, and I was actually started as Linus, and I kept on going as Linus the whole way. So yeah.
Well, the first audition I did 10 minutes before school let out because my mom forgot about it on her iPhone. And then but I originally was going for Charlie Brown, and after like the third audition, they said, "Hey, can you come back in 20 minutes and audition for Pigpen?" And I was like, "Okay, fine." So we sat on the park bench and went over the lines for 20 minutes and came back, and it worked.
Originally I was actually auditioning for Linus, and then they called me back and said, let's do Schroeder this time, then they moved me to Shirley. And then I did Schroeder again, and I got that.
And how much did you guys know about the Peanuts before you started working on this?
my family, they love Peanuts. We always watch the holiday specials, and I know we always love Snoopy. My parents or my mom's best friends are both Snoopy fanatics. They love Peanuts, and so I've always known about it, and I love it too. It's so cute, and I just think it's going to be a great film.
Before this, I was actually in a little thing at this local theater group. It's nothing much, but I got this thing, and I was Charlie Brown, and You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and then later on, I found out I was auditioning for Linus, and then, so that's how much I knew. But before that, I watched it on Thanksgiving, and I just knew there was a dog who liked turkey, and but when I really got to know the characters, I actually really liked them, so.
You're adorable.
Every year my family would always get together, and we would always watch the Charlie Brown specials and everything. And I remember last year, before we went on the Today Show, we all crowded into Alex's room, and we watched the specials.
That's really cute.
Every year, my family has a little tradition of watching the Charlie Brown Christmas special on Thanksgiving while we decorate our tree. Except for last year, like AJ said, we kind of piled into Alex's room and watched the Thanksgiving special.
And do you guys think that you're like your characters at all?
I would say I'm a little bit like her.
Little red-haired girl.
Besides the red hair, I think she's very nice and sweet, and I always try to be that.
Aww.
Well, first of all, they ate all of the mini bar at that party, and they ate all of the mini bar. Anyway, so I think I'm kind of like him, even though I never had anything like the blanket or anything. But Linus kind of is like wisdom and all of that, and he always picks up his friends when they're down or sad. So I think I'm like him in that way.
Well, my mom would say I'm like Pigpen because she sees my room. But I also think I'm like him because he's always comfortable in his own skin, and I feel like I can relate to him.
I'm sort of like Schroeder because we both of us play the piano, except for he's a lot more intense about it. And we both like sports, I guess. Even though he likes baseball and hockey, and I like skating.
And you guys, for the recording of it, how long did it take you guys to actually record your parts? And did you record them together?
No, we did not record them together because I actually recorded in Los Angeles, and I think they recorded here in New York. So, it takes us about an hour and a half or 2 hours to do one session. So.
Well, no, we do not record together at Soundtrack, but there is an air hockey table, and they have little breaks in between the two characters, and I run into AJ sometimes, or Noah sometimes, and we just play air hockey, and they have the free popcorn and free candy. Anyway.
Sounds like my kid.
Almost
You know, my
there.
kid can put down.
And,
The free popcorn and the free candy.
but we do not record together, and I am still recording. Actually, so, well, I don't know, I think I have another date, but I just recorded last week after AJ, and I just recorded last week, and I had to push it down. I'm usually the first one, and I'm in there for about, 2.5 hours, at least. I'm in there for a while, because they have these crazy long monologues.
And Noah, I'm guessing that I had a piano stunt double for you? You didn't have to play your own music?
No.
And did you guys get to go to the Charles Schulz Museum? Have you visited yet?
No,
No.
No.
Okay.
No,
All right.
I
I'm sure that that's
think
going to
I'm gonna
happen.
be going.
So how did you guys, when you were recording, did you get to take breaks, aside from the air hockey, to drink water or a tea with lemon or anything like that to keep your voices?
I usually have a water there with me, so whenever my voice I feel like getting dry, I usually just take a sip